For the longest time, I always had a belief that anybody could make money on Amazon, that anybody could acquire the skills, right, to be able to learn how to go out and scan books or analyze deals, source items on eBay, flip them on Amazon. And the reason I believe this is because I've seen so many people do this. I've done this myself. I've got my mom flipping items from eBay to Amazon. She's been selling items on Amazon, mostly from thrift stores, garage sales, library sales, for 10 plus years, going on 12 years. You know, for many, many years, she was doing $3,000 to $5,000 per month at 66, 67, 68. So I've seen so many people do this. I've done this. I've helped a lot of people do this, but I'm starting to lose faith. And the reason I'm starting to lose faith is because I've noticed really over the last year, maybe 2 years, people are getting lazier and lazier. They don't want to put in any work. They don't want to put in any effort. It's almost like they want to have the entire roadmap laid out from A to Z. They want to know every single step of the way to make money on Amazon, just as an example. They're not even going to get started unless it's a 1,000% guarantee that they can make money. And I think that's a really bad approach to business. And I don't know why this is happening. Maybe it has something to do with all the people seeing the YouTube automation, get rich quick, TikTok affiliate. And I think there's huge opportunities in those areas as well. But I don't know if it's because marketers are getting so good at just BSing people and selling them the dream. I see it more and more now. People, they see my results, they see my mom's results, they see other people's results. They see that there can be really good potential to make money on Amazon, but they don't even want to get started. And in today's video, I want to talk about one specific thing that is making me lose faith. And there was a comment that I had received a couple days ago, and it said, "Steve, it's great that you're showing off your sales." And that's great, Steve. I see you flipping all of these items, Transformer items. I see you flipping toys and books and DVDs. I see you flipping all these products and you're showing off your sales, doing $650,000, $700,000 per year. That's great. But what really pisses me off is that you don't tell people the truth. You don't tell people the reality that as a new seller, because I just got started, I can't sell anything. I can't sell anything. Every single freaking item that I scan, I can't sell. It's BS, Steve. It's absolutely BS. You are lying to people. And I wanted to cover that in this video. Now, this person didn't actually go in and go that crazy on me, but I wanted to hype things up for this video. But I think that's what they were thinking. They pretty much said, "Steve, I tried to sell stuff on Amazon and I can't sell anything. I'm 100% gated." And what I want to say first and foremost is you're not 100% gated on everything. That's a lie. Secondly, you have to understand that in 2025 and moving on and beyond on Amazon is they don't let you sell any product in any category and any brand in the beginning. They do not know you. They do not trust you. You are not selling products to your customers on Amazon. You are literally selling products on the Amazon platform to their customers. So let me be clear. When you sell stuff on Amazon, they're not your customers. They're their customers, okay? And Amazon's trying to protect their brand and reputation from people selling bootlegs and counterfeits. So what you have to understand is as a new Amazon seller, you're going to have to put in some work. And this is where everything kind of wraps up and comes together in this video because I'm losing faith. I'm losing faith because this message that I got is perfectly fine. It's a great question, but I get this message all the time. I'm not even going to sell on Amazon. I give up. I quit. I scan 20 books and I can only sell 2 of them. And then I say, "How many items have you scanned?" I scanned 20 items. "How many have you listed and sold?" "I only sent in 2 items. I'm losing faith because people are not willing to put in work anymore. And the reality is, if you want to be able to sell a bunch of different books, if you want to be able to sell DVDs, if you want to be able to sell Hasbro board games, there's a couple things you have to keep in mind. Number one, when you're a new seller, Amazon's not going to trust you. They're only going to allow you to pretty much sell 5, 10, 15% of the items. So that is true. Okay, if you go out to a thrift store and you scan all the books, you might be gated in 80 out of the 100 books that you scan. But you've got to find the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 books in the beginning that you can sell, that you're not restricted on, right? And you have to sell them because as you sell more and more books, Amazon's going to trust you and they are going to auto-ungate you in other books and in other brands and products, right? Think about it. Imagine if you were running Amazon and you didn't know who I was. You didn't know who this person was who just signed up for your platform. You're going to put them to the test. Let them sell a couple items. Let them successfully or unsuccessfully sell products. Let them get good feedback or bad feedback. Start to kind of monitor their metrics. And then if they do a good job, you kind of give them a little more string to go out, sell more products. That's the way it works in the beginning. So if you're discouraged and that's too much work for you, just quit. Just quit Amazon. If it's too much work for you, just quit Amazon. And you want to know what? Go over to eBay. Okay, because on eBay, you're not going to deal with all this stuff. But what you're going to deal with on eBay is you're not going to be able to leverage fulfillment centers like FBA. You're going to get half the amount of value on eBay for a lot of the products. You're going to have to pick and pack and ship and list. And you've got yourself a job, which is perfectly fine. If you're just looking to make money, then go to eBay. Go to Poshmark, go to Etsy. But if you're looking to get the best of both worlds and you want to have your cake and eat it too, and you want to leverage the FBA fulfillment centers and you want to be able to source and ship everything to them and let them do all the work and sell items for 20, 30, 40, 50% more. I mean, I built a freaking business buying stuff on eBay and flipping it on Amazon. Why? Because I have to put up with Amazon, right? I've got to jump through the Amazon hoops. If you want to enjoy all the amazing things that Amazon offers, you got to put in the work. You're going to have to deal with not being able to sell a bunch of stuff. Now, let's get to some of the concrete value that maybe can help you if you can't sell a bunch of stuff in the beginning. So I'm going to kind of fly through this, but let's get into it. Number one, list and sell what you can. Okay. The more stuff you list and the more stuff you sell, they're going to auto ungate you. I've already kind of mentioned that. Number two, you might think that you can't sell an item, but actually it just requires approval. Right? So sometimes you can go in, it'll say requires approval. It's not hard gated. It doesn't say like restricted in red on the Amazon seller app if you scan it. And you can ask them, hey, can I sell this? And either one of two things are going to happen. Number one, they're going to let you sell the item. They're going to say, congratulations, you can sell this brand just because you asked, right? Some items on Amazon, you just have to ask, right? It'll say requires approval. So just go into your Amazon seller app, scroll down to the bottom. When you scan it, it says requires approval pops up. Scroll down where it says eligibility, click that, and either one of two things are going to happen. It's going to say, congratulations, you could sell this item, or it's going to say, we need invoices, okay? In the beginning, I wouldn't be going out and spending a bunch of money buying 10 of an item or 100 of an item to get ungated. I would just sell what you can, and that's why I always recommend starting with books. Because, you want to get your feet wet. You want to see if this is even something that you like, right? I'm all for people quitting Amazon or quitting anything if they just hate it. But you have to understand, in the beginning, there's not going to be anything that's like a ton of fun and you're really going to love. I mean, when you're having to learn how to analyze Keepa charts and how to set up your barcode scanner and learning how to, deal with Amazon's API and shipping through GoToLister, none of that is fun, right? So in the beginning, you got to put in that sweat equity and learn, and it will get more and more fun. But some people are just like, this isn't for me. I don't like dealing with these physical books and packing boxes and it's hurting my back and this and that. Fine. Maybe reselling is not for you. But let's get back to getting ungated and selling more stuff. Okay, so I've already said, sell what you can, okay? As you sell more stuff, they're going to auto ungate you. If it says requires approval, go ahead and click that button. A lot of times you'll actually get auto ungated, and the more stuff you sell, the more successful conversions you're going to have of getting auto ungated when it says requires approval, okay? If they ask for invoices in the beginning, I wouldn't do it unless you're trying to get ungated for an entire category like DVDs. You can go to christianbook.com, buy 10 DVDs, or sometimes it's asking people for 50 or 100. It's different for everybody's account, I think, right now. So go check. But if you get like 10 DVDs or 10 CDs from christianbook.com, you can unlock the whole entire category. So I'm not opposed to that, but I am opposed to, in the beginning, as you're new, spending $3,000 to get ungated in Fisher Price, right? Or getting ungated in Hasbro when you're new, because you don't really know if this is for you, if you're going to enjoy it. I would just sell what you can, make a little bit of money. And the way I kind of say it and think about it is, when you're first starting your business, you're almost like an apprentice. You're not making a ton of money. You're making mistakes. You're learning how to scan. You're sending in some books that maybe don't make a ton of money. You analyzed it incorrectly. You didn't know that Amazon was on the listing, or maybe you were looking at the wrong price on the app, so on and so forth. So that's why I say, like, in the beginning, just sell books, low-end stuff, thrift stores, library sales. Even if you only make a couple bucks in the beginning, you want to learn the process of how to analyze, how to list, how to ship, how to go through all that. Now, down the road, as you start to sell more and more stuff, you get more and more auto ungates. Say you want to sell Hasbro, or say you want to sell Transformers, or, a specific brand, Philips, or maybe you want to sell Lego, right? Then you can go out and you can go to places like Lego.com. You can actually buy whatever they're asking, 10, 50, or 100 of an item, get that invoice, upload it, and get ungated. A lot of people are using Target, they're using Kohl's, they're using Walmart, and they're using those invoices to get ungated. Now, the only way you're gonna know how many of a specific ASIN you're gonna need to buy to get ungated is, again, it's gonna say restricted. You're gonna try to auto apply to get ungated, and it's gonna say, no, we want invoices, and it's gonna literally tell you how many of an item we need to get, to get ungated. So that's really how you know. And then if you wanna get ungated, you can follow that process and go to different, retailers, online retailers, get the invoice, upload it. There's tons of videos on YouTube about how to do it, but most people won't even get this far. Why? Because they didn't make $5,000 in the first 5 days. They hit roadblocks, they hit challenges, every single step wasn't laid out perfectly. Like in business, you're gonna have to figure things out. And it's just so sad to see nowadays people's patience is at an all-time low. People's expectations are at an all-time high. I don't know if it's entitlement or what it is, but people don't want to put in the effort. They don't want to put in the work. They're quick to click the mouse and add a comment and judge something and say, oh, it's easy for you because of this and it's easy for you because of that. But what a lot of these people don't see is that me, you, and maybe folks who are watching who are having success, they busted their ass. They put in the time, they put in the effort. They didn't make a ton of money in the beginning. They had to spend money to get ungated. They had to sell a bunch of items to earn Amazon's trust. But a lot of people, they don't want to do this anymore. In my opinion, I think they're screwed. I think these types of people have a zero chance, a big fat goose egg chance of being successful in anything. Because how you do anything is how you do everything. If you half-ass a YouTube video, then you're gonna half-ass your Amazon business. If you half-ass your effort and you're willing to take no risks and you think you're entitled to all the success, but you're not willing to go through the fire, that's gonna translate over to your relationships. That's gonna translate over to how you approach a workout in the gym. How you do anything is how you do everything. And that's why I'm starting to lose faith, because I'm seeing I'm not even kidding, like 95 out of 100 people who go through my different courses and programs, a lot of these are free programs, and I talk to them and they don't ask questions. They just give up after the first hurdle, the first obstacle. People are getting so soft nowadays. So if this is you, you have to understand you got to stop blaming the world for your lack of results and start to take personal accountability for the results in your life. The reason you're not getting into results and the reason you're not making any money is because you quit. You quit everything so quickly, so soon. You dabble. You don't really fully immerse yourself in anything. You think everything's a scam. You think everybody out there who's having results and having success, it's a scam and they have some advantage that you don't have. And the truth is, a lot of people who have been in business for 10, 12 years have advantages. I have advantages having an account that's 12 years old, having sold God knows how many, 75,000 products on Amazon. I don't even know, 35,000 in the last 5 years. I've been doing this for 12 years. I do have advantages, but I earned them. And people don't want to hear that anymore. They do not want to hear that others have earned success. They want to hear that guy or girl was successful because they had a rich mom, a rich dad, a mentor who took them over under their wing, that gave them all this capital and this and that. And it's like, I'm losing faith. I'm losing faith, but I'm not going to stop making these videos, because I know for every 100 people who watch, there's 2, there's 3, there's 4 or 5 people who will go through the process. They will learn. They will hear what I say and they will apply it. And maybe they're not going to get rich. Maybe they're not going to make a ton of money overnight, but they're going to slowly but surely have some success. They're going to make their first sale. They're going to make their 10th sale. They're going to have a month where they make $62 profit. Whoop-de-doo. A lot of you guys laugh at that. Somebody making $62 profit. You want to know who I'm laughing at? I'm laughing at you. Because you never even get started. And that person who's making $62 profit their first or second month, you laugh at it, but guess what? You're stuck in your job your whole entire life because you never take a chance on yourself. You never invest in yourself. You never allow yourself to just be okay at something. Because guess what? When you're actually okay at something, you start to make $62 in 1 month. You could build. And then 3 months later, you could be doing $158 profit, and you're laughing at it. You're scoffing your feet. You're chuckling. You're laughing because you just watched this YouTube video with someone who made $16,452 profit in the first 52 seconds, and you believe it, and you're an idiot. Start making a couple of bucks and build that foundation, right? Selling books on Amazon, flipping items from eBay to Amazon. This is real. But most people, they'll never feel it and touch it and enjoy it and, experience it, because they just quit. They never allow themselves to make $62 a month and then build. And then 6 months down the road, they're doing $1,200. And then a year, they're doing $2,000, $3,000. And then 3 years later, when they're doing $5,000 to $10,000 a month, guess what? Someone comes in, they say, lucky. They had advantages. They're only able to have that success because of this, and that. And it's never the person's fault. So anyways, guys, go out there, sell what you can, slowly but surely, get ungated. If it says requires approval, click, see what happens as you start to make your first $62 and then $200 and $500. You can slowly but surely start to invest in getting, ungated in some of the bigger brands and categories. But the truth is, you can sell a lot of stuff over time as you sell more and more. Amazon's going to auto-engage you. So with that long-winded response being complete, I appreciate you guys. Much love. I know I'm tough on a lot of you guys, but this is what I've realized is my only option to wake some of you guys up who are literally just sleepwalking through life with this entitlement. It's just not going to get you anywhere. I've been here. I've done that. I've been doing this for 12 plus years, guys. So it's all love. I appreciate you guys. And with that being said, get after it. Bye-bye.